Right now, there is uncertainty over if the Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara will be approved for another term.
Now, the City Council, they will be reviewing two big cases that the chief has been facing scrutiny over. Let's get to the live desk with our Barrett Leone. She has a look at those cases there, Barrett.
Yeah, Minneapolis City Council will share its findings on after-action reviews for two high-profile cases, the shooting of Davis Mattori and the death of Allison Lucier. Both cases have been argued to have been avoidable, and now this review will look at how the city handled each case. Let's first focus on Mattori's case. We've covered this one extensively. Davis Mattori was shot outside his home in 2024 after a dispute with his neighbor. Records show he filed nearly 20 complaints with the Minneapolis Police Department against the accused shooter before the shooting happened. Mattori says those calls went unanswered. In the wake of the incident, Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara pledged a full review of the department's efforts leading up to the shooting. O'Hara is saying, quote, "Under my leadership, we will be a learning organization," adding, quote, "The presence of hard work is not enough when we are all working to build a better department. We must continually review our actions to ensure we are doing and being our best." Council members are expected to review the findings in his case later this morning, but questions still remain about transparency and how police respond to those repeated calls for help. The meeting looking at this review starts at 10 o'clock this morning. But again, Mattori's case is just one of two under review. The city's also looking at the death of Allison Lucier and will break down the controversy surrounding her case in the next half hour here.
Yeah, we know many in the city council not been supportive of the chief, but the mayor
certainly
has been. So, all right, Barrett, thank you. Newly released records show investigators knew who the suspected assassin of the lawmaker attacks was just a few hours after it happened. So Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, they were shot and killed in their home during the attack.
911 logs obtained by WCCO show the deadly shooting happened on June 14th around 3:30 a.m. By 5 a.m., investigators internally named Vance Belter as the man they were looking for. Belter is also accused of shooting and injuring Senator John Hoffman and his wife earlier that morning. Their daughter Hope was also targeted, but she was able to call 911. Investigators did not name Belter publicly as their prime suspect until later that afternoon. They finally arrested him after a 43-hour manhunt. There is no trial date as prosecutors are still deciding whether to seek the death penalty. WCCO has been following this case since these attacks happened. We will bring you up-to-date details on trial as soon as we learn them.
Prosecutors now say that a far-right activist committed a bias crime. Now, you might remember Jake Lang. He's kicking over the ice sculptures at the state capitol back in February. In the video, the man from Florida here, Jake, he made a derogatory comment about Somali people. Now, Lang has pleaded not guilty to the previous property damage charge. Hundreds of millions of dollars were spent during the ice surge by businesses, law enforcement, and even you, the taxpayers.
We know the surge strained police resources in both Twin Cities and across the metro. This led to taxpayers footing the bill for their overtime pay. Minneapolis police, for example, extended 500 shifts and canceled 1,000 vacation days while they dealt with calls for help. Researchers from the U.S. Immigration Policy Center in California put cost into numbers. So from January through the end of March, Minneapolis Police Department racked up over $6 million in overtime. St. Paul Police Department spent nearly $5 million directly tied to federal immigration activity. That's between November 2025 and February.
Surge also canceled conventions during those 3 months. The Minneapolis Convention Center brings in millions of dollars into the city, and it's used to help pay for hospitality infrastructure. The new filing claims a combined $600 million in business losses for both Twin Cities. Now, these numbers come from an amended version of the lawsuit that was filed by the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, as well as the Attorney General Keith Ellison against the federal government. We have a full detailed look at the case, how it impacts you. You can find that at WCCO.com.
6:06 is your time, and this morning some people are breathing a sigh of relief after President Trump extended the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran.
CBS News' Jared Hill tells us it could be short-lived, though, as uncertainty builds over whether another round of peace talks might actually take place.
New uncertainty about the war with Iran after President Trump announced he was extending the fragile ceasefire, calling Iran's government seriously fractured, adding Pakistan asked him to hold our attack until Iran can come up with a unified proposal.
I expect to be bombing.
The president sent mixed messaging on CNBC hours earlier Tuesday morning, threatening more attacks if Iran didn't come back to the negotiating table.
I think we're in a very strong negotiating position.
Democrats on Capitol Hill slammed the president's approach.
Everyone seems to think that Trump has some sort of mad genius to what he's doing. Seems to me like he's just an arrogant egotist popping off in ways that aren't well thought out.
Vice President J.D. Vance's trip to Islamabad is on hold, with Iran not committing to another round of talks. At issue, the U.S. military's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has called an act of war and thus a violation of the ceasefire. The president has vowed not to open the strait until there's a final deal. 2 days after the U.S. seized an Iranian cargo ship, the Pentagon released this video showing service members boarding an oil tanker in the Indian Ocean that was suspected of transporting sanctioned Iranian oil. Overnight in Tehran, a ballistic missile appeared to be on display at a demonstration. Iran's military leaders have vowed to strike back if the U.S. and Israel resume attacks. Jared Hill, CBS News.